NSFW, what is something you always wanted to ask the opposite sex, but can't do in person? When men go swimming, and the cold water touches their groin for the first time, it's uncomfortable at best. Do women have the same issues with their vagina? Yeah. But it's not that bad, and worse when it reaches your chest. Or the cold boob pain of death! Exclamation mark. What do boobs feel like against your chest when you hug a female? Can you guys even feel them? How obvious is it? Feels good, man. Yes. Feels good, man. I just want to know about shrinkage in the water. Explain. It's a temperature thing. Balls don't like the cold, so they huddle together and get closer to the body so they can produce sperm. For all you non-ball havers, this sounds like a joke, but it's exactly what happens. Like shivering. It's involuntary. Do women pee standing up in a shower? Yes. OHH, I have a very dumb one. Ladies, let's assume you have fairly regular periods, which is apparently not the case of every woman. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you start wearing pads/tampons like the day before you think they will happen just in case they come in early? I usually see a little bit of blood on the toilet paper after peeing/wiping and then know it's about to be showtime. Ah. Yes. The little pink spot. In addition to that, I get a feeling in my lower back. Not quite a cramp, but a feeling that I know happens 24 hours prior to the actual onset of menses. What's having a dick like? For most of the time it's a bit like having a sensitive ball of flesh attached to your front. Think of having a small boob in your crotch area. You can feel it's there most of the time, but it's not something you think about. When it's flabbing about freely, it feels more complex. What is usually restrained in your pants is now like a boob octopus that will flail around if you move too fast. I'm pretty sure the first piece of clothing we invented was the loincloth to help us run and move without fearing that the dick would slam into our balls. That said, it's hardly ever in the way. Just like the vagina is lower than most guys expect, the dick is upper than most girls expect. Now, when the dick decides it's going to duck something, never mind the social or physical situation you are in, it gets a mind of its own. You can trick it, but you can't control it. In fact, it controls you. Let's continue with the boob analogy. Tighten your thighs and feel them. Do you feel the muscles? How hard they are? Imagine if the fleshy glob of fat that is your immaculate boobs suddenly turns into that, and your nipples become oh so sensitive and large. And then imagine those boobs in the shape of a dick in your crotch, in your pants, at your grandma's house, where you are hosting a wake for you grandma, and you are delivering a speech in front of your family. You feel embarrassed, not horny, but your stupid dick saw all those crying women in front of you and decided that, yeah, this is a worthwhile fetish. So now you are hoping to God that the creases in your pants are hiding your dick. Let's take this analogy further. We're all pretty uncomfortable by now. Let's imagine this muscle boob with sensitive nipples in the shape of a dick and yourself have managed to coax a female of your species into copulating. God knows how you did that. Your genitals sound more monstrous by the minute. But here you are. You're both naked. She's conveniently naked and ready, and you are sporting what you hope is at least an average dick. You're not gonna win any awards, but whatever. Your penis is now in charge, and it wants one thing: to be inside that other person. And it will not stop until it is there. Nirvana awaits. Why the hell aren't you inside that person? Question mark. Okay, so now you are inside that person, and it feels amazing. Tight, wet, so warm, and just all around great. Except your penis still isn't happy. It demands stimulation. Female and male orgasm are very different, obviously. Sure, we have the same nerve endings and whatnot, but most women can attest to that they don't orgasm every time. And sometimes it's fine not to orgasm. Insert jokes about small dicks, inferior men, and insults to selfish men here. To the dick, not orgasming is not acceptable. It's like the Terminator. It must complete its mission. There is no enjoying the journey for the dick. The dick is on a one-way track to Orgasmville. Population 100 million kids. The dick doesn't care if anyone else joins him on the way to the Orgasmville. If they do, that's a bonus. Your selfish boob muscle is getting most of the stimulation from its nipple. That's basically the only spot, and the key is making that spot happy. When you find the right rhythm, you start to feel a strange burning situation in the taint. This is called the Vinegar burns and indicate that you are going to come. You will ejaculate now. There's nothing anyone can do to stop that. Once you've reached this point, it's kind of like being able to choose a roller coaster. You can pump away and reach some kind of nirvana-esque experience as you feel yourself drain away into the other person through your boob muscular nipple. You can also ejaculate without orgasming, which is just a waste of time and effort. But the Vinegar burns tell you that the journey is almost over and your penis and yourself are very happy. At that point your dick sort of dies. It'll stay hard for a while, but it's powerless to control you. And it's that moment, right after sex, as you're getting your breath back, you begin to understand how this retarded muscle hanging in front of you controls every aspect of your life. How everything you do is an extension of his need to be inside other people. It feels comical. It feels insane. You start to wonder if you wanted to go to college or if your dick just wanted to try out other people's bodies. You begin to question your life choices. You start to wonder how every single man is driven by their dicks and how the entire male world is just a relentless race to find people to share their strange muscles with. And then your dick starts waking up again and begins preparing for your next excursion. And that's what having a dick is like. Edit, formatting, and also, yes, gold. For boob muscular nipples. My dick and I are very happy. Edit 2. Holy shit, the gold is flowing. Thanks for this. Also to everyone who's suddenly worried about either my junk or this. This is the medical description about Vinegar burns from Masters and Johnson. Accessory organs contract, and the male can feel the ejaculation coming. 2 to 3 seconds later the ejaculation occurs, which the man cannot constrain, delay, or in any way control. This is a work of art and should be hung for all to see. Females, how to clearly show that I want to hang out and be friends, but not date you? Several times this year I've ran into an old classmate or co-worker of the opposite sex. I recently moved back to the town I grew up in. Trying to be nice, I asked if they wanted to grab a drink or some food at the local watering hole. I've been told many times that I have a boyfriend or I'm not interested in dating. Really all I wanted was to make more friends because I don't have many. Any tips? Men. What are the most frustrating fashion choices that you face? The shopping part. Fuck, I hate shopping. I usually just buy the first thing I grab. I'm not a well-dressed man. Threads like this are why everyone needs an opposite sex BFF. There's nothing I can't ask my roommate. He does not give a duck. Eater, guys and gals. I'm engaged to my roommate's best male friend. The roommate and I are not attracted to one another. Neither of us will be giving or receiving duck to or from each other. Bestie since 2nd grade has dangly bits. I have no questions for this thread. What do you think about your genital smells? As a male, it's not pleasant. We sniff anyway. Every once in a while, after working out I won't shower right away. 45 minutes later I'll get a nice sweaty ball whiff as I bend over or something. I usually go, oh that's awful. Rubs balls and sniffs fingers, oh yeah that's bad, I should shower. Sniff. Ah whoosh. Yeah, some of us do. Do you ever think about if you would like to have a family and what kind of dad you would want to be? I did. Honestly, I was just worried I wouldn't be a good enough dad for my kids. Then I had kids. Then I realized that just being there and playing ducking Legos with them is awesome. And they like to follow you around. So you gotta mind your P's and Q's. The tougher stuff will start later, I'm sure. But my 10-year and 3-year-olds have been super cool. And I have a better connection with both than any dad I know has with their kids. I feel like there's a lot of advice for mothers, but not as many people help the dads out. And Lego is awesome at any age. Why are men obsessed with butt stuff? A lot of it stems from the taboo of the act itself. It can be pleasurable in the right circumstances, but a lot of people don't want to try it or won't consider it. Society at large tends to think of the act itself as dirty, for obvious reasons, so merely taking part in such an activity can be a rush of doing something forbidden. Much in the same way some people enjoy sex in a public place where the possibility of being caught is real. It also comes from changing it up every now and then. If you're bent over and getting railed doggy style, it becomes a completely different act. If it's vaginal vs anal, sex is great. But if you do the same thing every time, it can get boring. Anal is a relatively simple way to spice things up without requiring a ton of accoutrements. You just need some lube and thrust. Lube and thrust. Got it. This is a stupid question from a virgin. How much does it take for a guy to get a boner? When I was growing up, from movies and shit, I used to think all you had to do was fling your clothes off and bam. Instant rock hard boner. But watching porn it's like, it takes the guy a really long time to get his dick hard. I mean sometimes he masturbates, then the girl gives him a hand job, and then sucks his dick for like 3 solid minutes, and he's still having trouble keeping a hard on. Then I read stories, like one found below here, about guys getting boners over nothing, just in the middle of class, or on the street, or at a restaurant eating spaghetti. What does it actually take for most guys to get a hard on? If it's a random boner that appeared with no stimulation at all, does it go away faster? For me, it is instant. The second my brain knows there is any form of intimacy, kissing, hugging, etc., my penis thinks it game time. I thought it was embarrassing at first, but there is some guys who do struggle. Usually it comes with age, but also with guys who are constantly having sex. Once your mind adjusts to always having sex, it requires more to get it stimulated. Kinda like building a tolerance to alcohol. I think I get why guys talk about their dicks like they are a second brain that has a mind of its own now. For women, have you ever been in a relationship where everything was going amazing, but then you see he has a small penis, and it changed your opinion of him? What exactly is small in your books? Because what men think is small is actually average dick size. I prefer smaller than average myself. Either way, I don't enjoy men bigger than 5 inches. My vagina is shallow and sex usually is just agonizing pain. If he's bigger than that, how you doing? When you ladies go into a lake or swimming pool, does water go up your vagina? If not, how come? Have you ever tried to shove your penis into your butthole? Yes, but you have to be a very rare level of semi-erect, often followed by the even rarer flaccid ejaculation. Why do women always go to bathrooms in groups? So they won't get attacked by a troll or killed by a basilisk. Harry got perved on by a ghost. Hermione got attacked by a troll and also turned into a furry for a few days. Draco got magic shanked and Myrtle just straight up died. Hogwarts needs better bathroom safety. Okay, mine is not of the opposite sex, but for gay people. Say a fit, attractive, well-groomed gay guy/gal looks in a mirror at their nude self. Is it possible for them to turn themselves on? Since they are attracted to the same sex, can their own body get them going? Shit, I'm straight and the sight of my dick makes me hard. That's surprising. I think all dicks look ugly. Mine just gets me into trouble. So we're not on speaking terms. Do women really believe that they can feel guys staring at their asses? Please elaborate. I feel watched. It's less of a he's looking at me feeling and more of an oh god, I hope he isn't following me feeling. What do you notice first about a guy? His general demeanor, whether he seems nice or standoffish, etc. I imagine a word cloud for this thread would be filled with dicks and women. Ah yes, the two genders/s. Are there any ladies out there whose fetish is to have their feet fetished over? You always hear about guys with the fetish, so you would assume that women would have the opposite/corresponding fetish. But I've never heard any ladies cop to it. Yes, I've fantasized about jerking someone off with my feet. What does getting an erection feel like? Copy paste from /r/explain Lakiyama. Imagine all your blood rushing to one of your fingers. So much that you can't bend that finger anymore and your finger's all swollen. All that blood and the pressure just feels immense, like your finger's going to explode. It's not really painful, but you can certainly feel that whatever is happening to your finger requires attention, mainly because that sensation is distracting. and the fact that your finger's all swollen means you can't really use it for anything practical until it stops being swollen. Now every time you accidentally touch something with your finger it just feels kind of nice. So you pet it a little bit and that feels nice. Feels right. You're distracted anyway from this weird finger situation you have going on. So you rub your finger until it really feels like it's going to explode, only now you're kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna explode the shit out of this finger. Suddenly all the pressure that's been building up is released and you become mentally retarded for about 2 seconds. Once your brain begins working again you think, that was pretty ducking weird. Woo, the swelling goes down and you forget all about your weird finger until the swelling returns, and if it doesn't return you start getting worried. This can happen dozens of times a day. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.